Hello there. First of all, I gotta say, I'm not a fan of Disney changing its schedule on when it releases new series, because I was a fan of how they were doing it basically midnight Thursday, and yeah, so you can watch it right then. Well, for me, I just talk about it right after and get it out there just immediately. However, now I work nights consistently, and I only have Thursday, Friday nights off, and now I can't do that immediately after they drop something. Even though I know they were going to release it Wednesday, it's just like, why? It just doesn't make sense. You had a rhythm going. Keep it going that way. Yeah, but I'm going to be talking about my review or monologue on Loki, episode 1.
That's right. I'm about to monologue, son. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Okay, Loki episode 1. The only redeeming factor is really Loki and Owen Wilson. I do like, it's kind of like basically with Venom. It was Tom Hardy and Venom, their rapport back and forth, which basically was solely Tom Hardy and Venom. But it's basically their cooperative nature, their bantering back and forth. The story's very bland, very predictable. I did find humor in kind of the deli ticket stub thing, the whole DMV feel, the slow-moving process of the governmental wheels. I actually did enjoy that. That was actually funny to watch. However, it's too predictable. Like, the second they introduce Owen Wilson's character, he's trying to find out about a variant who got loose and is killing people. And then only to talk to a little girl who points at the statue of, like, a devil or something, and immediately you go, I know who that is. I know exactly who that is. And of course, it's either going to be one of those stories where they create their own villain, or they have to get, this is basically a spoiler, I guess, but who cares? It's very predictable. If you watch the episode, you know within the first 5 minutes what's going on. But yeah, where they basically either create their own villain, or they need the villain to help capture the villain. I don't know exactly where the villain comes from in the timeline. They didn't exactly explain that. Is there some other split in the timeline which could have made this character evil, or do they create their own villain, which is a common trait in Marvel? They create their own. So do they not know? They're the ones who know about time travel. They're the ones who know and see the future. So they should know that if they're getting Loki to help them, is this a bad thing or not? Or is it the fact that he's a variant, that they don't have a record of his future or past because he's a separate entity of their actual recorded timeline? So there are little things there that are iffy. I'm not a fan of the whole, we planned the Avengers to do time travel. It was all in the it was just like, if that was in the works, there's a lot of little things that are just like, I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of how this goes. If you're supposed to be correcting time, no one should have access to time. And you allowed the Avengers just because you predicted that it would happen. Yeah, in one line, Loki's right. It is the Avengers' fault that he became a variant. So he shouldn't be to blame. It should be the variant, or crap, I forgot their name already. It should be their fault. I think they are variants. Yeah, it should be their, like the prison guards, the timekeepers. It should be their responsibility. And the fact that they kill everybody who happens to be a variant, that doesn't make any sense. If anything, you would bring them into the fold. You would try to utilize them because they found out a way to step out of a controlled time. They would be beneficial, kind of like in the Catch Me If You Can. The one, like the FBI literally hired the person who created the perfect fraudulent checks to make it impenetrable to create fraudulent checks. That's what you do. You hire people who have escaped to try to figure out how to correct it so other people don't do it. I mean, that's all my thoughts. The only redeeming factor is really Tom, and Owen Wilson. Of course, they're fun, and Tom is always good looking. And just there is one line where Owen Wilson is just like, if looks could kill. I mean, yeah. And I do like the fact where they basically take parts of history, like they're talking about Loki's great escapes, and they bring up something that actually happened in history, which I actually thought was pretty fun. It's like, this is enjoyable. I like how they're doing this. So I did enjoy that. It's not great in any sense of the word, because what made WandaVision great was the whole reality TV aspect. Well, not reality TV, sorry, a sitcom aspect. I love that. It reminded me of all the shows I watched, all the past sitcoms I watched, all that. The Malcolm in the Middle, The Office, The Modern Family, Friends, I Love Lucy, basically every single one throughout time, all lumped together, each decade controlled via each episode, which was perfectly done and executed until you get to basically the very end, where it's basically purple versus red. Purple versus red glowing orbs, which kind of gets tedious. Everyone preferred the Vision versus Vision fight, but Loki, I think, will be hopefully better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because there was only 2 episodes that were great in Falcon and the Winter Soldiers, and that was like 3 and 4, which were done by the guy which were written by the guy who created John Wick. Because the first 2 heavily politically leaning, and it's just like, who cares? I go to escapism to escape what's happening in my world, or to see a world that's better than my own, not to be welcomed by my own world. 3 and 4 were basically, they were encouraging terrorism, and you're just like, wait a minute, you're against terrorism while encouraging terrorism. I don't get it. How are you trying to draw the middle line here? It doesn't make any sense. So the how they ended it was just like, this is a crap show. I can't believe they're going for this. Loki hopefully will be better. I do like how they are actually having. I both like and dislike how they have a ton of female characters who seem to have no real place there. They're just having them. This is my issue. They just have them there because they need to have them there. It doesn't seem like they really serve a purpose. I mean, the judge, I did enjoy that dialogue back and forth, but the other one who basically captured Loki, I don't really care for her character, and she doesn't seem to really serve a purpose except to be another female lead, I guess. She isn't a lead. They just needed another female face in there, so they threw her in. So there's a lot of that. I did enjoy the what is it? Where Loki, of course, escapes. And he's trying to find the Tesseract, because remember, he was captured with the Tesseract. Yeah. So there's that whole gutting someone like a fish, things like that. It's just like, what's a fish? That stuff I did enjoy. The dialogue is really what's the only thing redeeming about it, because there's nothing going on. It's very predictable. It's very this doesn't make any sense. If you allow the Avengers to do this, then you know what's going to happen, because now it's all about the Nexus. They brought it up in WandaVision. I can't remember them bringing it up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because unlike WandaVision, I only saw that once, and I'm never going to go back and watch it. Maybe 2 episodes I'll watch. But yeah, it's the Nexus is going to be fractured. They're bringing up, it seems like, what was it, Secret Wars, where they're basically going to fight other dimensions, which is honestly would be the best way to bring in the mutants, would be have them on a different Earth, have them fight it out. Of course, there's only supposed to be one, so how would they have mutants on a separate reality when the timekeepers keep only one? Unless there's several timekeepers in several different realities monitoring several lines to prevent them from intermingling and running into each other. Maybe that's the problem with variants, is they'll spill out and cross into another timeline, another straight, continuous timeline, which honestly would make sense. However, when it comes to time and things like that, I am very particular. I'll just leave it there. I've been monologuing for almost 9 minutes now. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. You know, that whole mantra. Yeah. I hope it gets better. I really do. It's predictable. I enjoy myself some Tom. It's it's good to see him actually continuing the character that everybody loves. It seems like they're trying to make him a good guy, not so much a villain, but they're trying to draw the line by making him both, it seems. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.